Good. My name is Poke. I'm going to be showing you my Quinjet build that I did for Create Aeronautics, um, and these steps to take as soon as you spawn it in. Currently, it is a already assembled subgrid, so you will need to. I will be posting a version of it that isn't the assembled subgrid, just in block form. I will need to go through and super glue all of this, but I will get everything done and dusted. Currently, this is a creative only build, has extending landing gear, a fully closing hatch. I have it on manual only because otherwise it could just be a bit of a pain. It is creative only currently because I don't have any um, of the redstone links connecting to anything, so all of these are done through drive-by-wire, which you will need. It should have the controller hub because I use that for flying, just so I can have triggers and joysticks and all that for flight purposes. Um, so when you spawn it in, it'll look like this. You will need to texture it. I will have a textured version here soon once I can doing that. I just wanted to create an untextured version first for those that wanted it and wanted to texture it themselves. So, I don't know why I closed the ramp already. I shouldn't have done that. As soon as you spawn it in or build it, the engines will not, or the engines, the fluid tank that holds the fuel will be broken. So I'm going to replace that here. Not the fluid vessel, fluid tank. So, and this can hold 32,000 millibuckets of fuel. You can use either biofuel or biodiesel or diesel for the Create Diesel Generators mod to power it. It uses this because it was the smallest engine I could find and work with to get this working how I wanted to. It uses a lot of Create energy transmitters from the Create Ender Transmission mod because it wasn't going to be easy to route all of the rotational energy throughout this otherwise. So when you do eventually have Quinjet in your world, you will want to make sure each of these is on its own separate, excuse me, its own separate signal. Otherwise, you will run into things where um, the engine overstresses and all of those break, and I myself had a hard time figuring out where each of them was needed to go. So, first steps, you will want to place the engine, this right here, to manually pump the engine the first time. You will need to either break or rotate this. That can be done simply with the wrench from the actual crate mod itself. For my purposes, I'm going to get the aviator's goggles just so I can see the fluid capacity. So you want to grab diesel from Create Diesel Generators. There is enough of the different kinds you could technically use other kinds of gasoline if you wanted to. I recommend diesel as it's what I tested the contraption on. So for the first fuel, you want to make sure, basically just start pumping until you hear the generator turn on. However, I think I messed it up because the first main step is to toggle that lever off. That will allow the generators to kick in on their own fuel. Should hear it any minute now. There we are. And you'll want to quickly toggle on and off the main propellers for this as well. So now that that's done, you can rotate that back around so it can fuel itself. This is just for the first initial fueling. Now that we're here, we could toggle on landing gear, so that's it. It's just 5 of the grindstones to work it. The encased fans up here do push the Quinjet around because these are just slippery wheels. You can bring that down. It shouldn't be. Oh well, I guess it's just gonna do this. There, we're just gonna bring it up off of the landing gear, and it shouldn't be able to move. So it's a crude strategy, but this was the best thing I could get for the actual engine intakes. I could find something else that it'd be needed. Excuse me. Ugly. Okay. So, now that we are here, you can just walk on in. Place this, because I had it covering like that. So, the next step, none of your flaps are going to be configured. You'll need to do that yourself. With the drive-by-wire mod, it's as simple as left. It's going to be to the right. So the way I have these set up, unfortunately, it just it automatically set it like that. So that I'm gonna connect my controller again. So right will allow the flaps like that to turn. I'm gonna do the left now. And that's going to be the bottom of these two. For some reason, I'm guessing because I rotated them too similarly. So usually you would have one up here and then one down here, depending on how you build it. But I didn't do it. Okay. So left, now you're going to want to get the bottom sides of each of these. Now right Y plus should be down, so we're going to do that. I'm just going to test. I want that opposite actually, just for my purposes. Class that Y plus. Disconnect those and do the opposite connection. And then for this, it's okay. Now I'm going to set up the D-pad for the top ailerons. Right, so set that. Pad left onto the left side. That should be all configured. So, and the only other things that you'll need to do, set up the actual thrusters. And that's going to be on trigger right for me. Feel free to do anything else that you might want instead of my keybinds, should you disagree with them. I'm going to copy that just in case, and then I'm going to get button A to the back side of these. And then those should be set up. You will need to assemble the guns before flight if you want to use them. Now I'm just going to place these back, right there, right there. I'm going to paste back that configuration that I did, and that just allows these to work for the future. So, next steps, you should be pretty much set for flight, because we toggled on throttle there, so that's done. Should be all set up for flight. Now, I will warn you, this isn't the most responsive plane on the market, because it is primarily a VTOL engine, and this is like my first build with aeronautics, so it's not going to be perfect. So you can throttle up. I'm gonna hit that. It should pitch up any minute now. Any minute. So turn that if you want to, or with these, I recommend a combination of all three joysticks and the D-pad. So, or both joysticks and the D-pad, excuse me. So that makes it much more responsive for flight. I do have Voxy, I just didn't set up a world import here. So now we're going to toggle on those. That makes the Quinjet able to go upwards at a much faster rate and reach beyond the clouds, because without the propellers, it really doesn't. This thing is just too heavy, and it doesn't have enough lift on the wings. So, it's my bad. But, now that we're flying, can do... I forgot to... Luckily, can just... Out of here. Didn't like that. So we're gonna go here. You should be able to reach the barrel with the for the autocannon rounds. Just use flak. Okay. Get rid of that. Now that that's done, get into here. Okay. Yeah, that either that or you can remove it depending on your preference. But no, those are done. Oh, it's not maintaining. Not maintaining altitude very well. Well, no, it is. It's just. Okay. Now that that's done, autocannons work. So we're gonna go back. The gyroscope just helps correct the problems. It does have a bit of levitate here and there for added stability. But otherwise, yeah, it's as simple as that. I think the autocannons work well. But yeah, successful first build with Create Aeronautics. Now, the schematics are going to be posted on the Create Aeronautics Discord server. I highly recommend you check them out. But otherwise, thank you all for watching. I'm just going to get this landed here. And nice gradual landing. Oh, and of course, I forgot to pull up the landing gear. Doesn't matter since we are landing again. So, once again, thank you all for watching. If you're interested in this contraption, please go download it off of the Create Aeronautics Discord server. You should be able to find it by MCU Quinjet in their showcase tab. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.